Tonight,
A gentleman who's been in the news a little bit of late. Bert Newton was the owner of the favourite Major Lord at 7-4, and your commentator is Brian Martin.
And pull to the outside, Flying Looney and also Colt Sievers. Major Lord Demler's about to get busy on this favourite. He's a metre in front of Charlie Acton. Off the track, Flying Looney from Colt Sievers. Then further back, Paris Court coming home well. They turn for home from Adam Bray. It's Major Lord straightening up a metre, Charlie Acton. Flying Looney on the outside, starting to finish well. And here's Paris Court getting home quickly. Major Lord being swamped by Paris Court and 'Tis a Miss. It's on the outside, Paris Court getting the front from 'Tis a Miss and Flying Looney, and Paris Court will get up to win. 4 metres, 'Tis a Miss, a metre away, third, Flying Looney.
Good start for the bookies. Paris Court 8s, 'Tis a Miss 7-2, Flying Looney 14s, and Major Lord the favourite compounding in the last bit at 7-4. In the second, the favourite here, Lauraville at 7-4.
They're off and running, and they've gone away in a pretty good line too, beginning quickly from the outside here. Tender Trap showing very good pace. Trying to go with it, Saunders Idle, but Tender Trap from that outside position is going to clear them, and she'll lead clearly by 2 lengths, settling down to Lentara Country. Saunders Idle dropping in behind them, third going down for a trail. A length further back than Ardina. It's going to go up on the outside into the death, and on the pole position there is Lauraville when they settle. Up on the outside, Miss Verdale, and further back in the field then Speedy Sprinkler, and the last two are Lotus Patch moving up on the outside of Ash Tricks. Into the straight they run now. They've got 2 laps to go, and this leader's got a nice break coming down the home straight here, and as they come down towards the judge, it's Tender Trap on top. Tender Trap led about 8 to 10 metres in front. Lentara Country second. A length further back in the death is Ardina moving up on the outside of Saunders Idle. A good length then to Lauraville on the inside of Miss Verdale, and the next two are Lotus Patch, who moves up on the outside of Speedy Sprinkler, and last a half length away is Ash Tricks. They've gone by the judge, short of 2 laps to go, and the leader's having a nice run in front, Tender Trap. She could take some rolling there from the front position by about 8 metres now to on the outside, moving to second position. But in the breeze is Ardina. Over on the inside, locked away is Lentara Country. When they go down and moving up on the outside to get up into the 1-1 as Miss Verdale. On the fence there is Saunders Idle. A half further back then came moving up on the outside there is Lotus Patch. Locked away on the pole there is Lauraville. On the outside of it Ash Tricks, and last of all is Speedy Sprinkler. Coming off the back, 1350 metres to go. And the leader down on the inside still is Tender Trap. The driver giving it a nice run in front by 2 metres. Ardina in the death has to do it the hard way, but travels okay, only about 1.5 metres behind the leader at the moment. Locked up as Lentara Country, third on the inside of Miss Verdale. The next pair in the field are Saunders Idle on the inside of Lotus Patch, and then Ash Tricks moving up on the outside of Lauraville, who's got back to second, last along the inside, and last of all Speedy Sprinkler. Running down towards the judge, and they come for the bell, and they've got this time 1 circuit to go. 9.50 out, and Tender Trap's been in front for most of the race. At its wheel on the outside second is Ardina. Locked up Lentara Country third, the rail from Miss Verdale 1-1. They're followed further back in the field by Saunders Idle 3 back. Moving up on the outside of Saunders Idle as they pace into the final circuit is Lotus Patch, and they're followed by Lauraville. On the outside of it Ash Tricks, and last of all Speedy Sprinkler. Down the back, first mile in 2.99, so they've crawled for the first mile, and Tender Trap's going to take some rolling on top now as they get to the 600 metre mark. 1 metre in front of Ardina on the outside, and locked away Lentara Country. Then on the outside Miss Verdale, and pulled to the outside now is Lotus Patch, but under a lot of pressure from Saunders Idle. But he's swinging on this leader as they get to the 400 metre mark. It's Tender Trap 2 metres in front of Ardina second, and pulled to the outside Lotus Patch. Lentara Country can't get out. He's got them all bottled up on this leader, Tender Trap McFarlane, when they turn for home. 300 to go, and Tender Trap straight and 2 metres in front. He went for home, shot 3 in front now of Ardina on the outside, and he's home this leader. He's kicked right away, Tender Trap. He made them walk in the first part of the race, and she's a mile too good, this filly, Tender Trap. A heady drive in front, and she wins 5 metres. Ardina second, 4 metres Lentara Country third. Then further back was Lotus Patch. Then Saunders Idle, back behind the field, then Ash Tricks. Lauraville never really saw daylight until the race was all over. Behind it is Miss Verdale, and last of all, 4 or 5 lengths away, Speedy Sprinkler.
Yes, Tender Trap 2 good at 3s from Ardina at 2s, Lentara Country 16s, and Lauraville, the favourite, ran 5th or 6th at 7-4. In the third, the first leg of the double, out George's the favourite here at 11 to 8.
I think a little bit back is Rain Command, and they're off and running this time. They've come away in a pretty good line. Mighty Scotch began fast. Beaten for pace is Pine Spirit after the start, and driven back in the field is Tulgari Glen. Going out quickly and getting to the front here is our Georgius to lead. From on the outside, Real Mark when they settle, and hello, this is broken up, Tulgari Glen. It's gone for a gallop, Tulgari Glen. It's galloping its ears off, right straight back through the field. It'll drop out to last. Settling down now, and now Georgius Demler got the lead to lead 3 metres now to Real Mark on the outside. Over along the fence when they come into the straight, there is Spanish Perfume. Moving up on the outside of it, Mighty Scotch, and then Pine Spirit, who's up on the outside of Tolavari. Now Tulgari Glen, after getting up into a break on that first turn, McLean starting to whiz around the outside up towards the lead. Well back was Fraser's Luck, followed by Rain Command, and last of all is Mount Rainier. They've gone by the judge, 2 laps to go, and this has been able to work to the death, Tulgari Glen, where the leader is out, Georgius 2 metres in front. On the outside now, Tulgari Glen gets up into the death. Over on the inside, Real Mark third. Moving up then is Mighty Scotch to be 1-1. Over on the inside there is Spanish Perfume. It's a third horse back on the rail. 4 back on the fence is Tolavari. Pine Spirit outside, into length Fraser's Luck. Over on the inside then Rain Command, and a half the outside is Mount Rainier. First half 61.7, running down the back, a lap and a half to go, and the leader still on the inside is at this point out Georgius by 2 metres. Tulgari Glen and the death on the outside doing it the hard way. Locked away Real Mark third the rail. Moving up on the outside there is Mighty Scotch to be 1 out 1 back. On the back there of Tulgari Glen. On the fence locked away Spanish Perfume, a half then to Pine Spirit, locked away on the inside Tolavari. Then Fraser's Luck, followed back on the inside by Rain Command, and Mount Rainier brought up the rear. Into the straight they come. They'll square up for the bell. They've got 1,000 to go, and the leader out, Georgius. He's enjoyed a fairly nice run in front, Demler here on this leader. Led by 4 metres. On the outside is Tulgari Glen second. Locked away Real Mark third. There's no change there from Mighty Scotch, followed on the fence by Spanish Perfume going all right but badly held up. Then Pine Spirit on the outside of Tolavari, and well back in the field then Fraser's Luck, Mount Rainier last, and Rain Command back second last the rail. They've got 800 to go. They wheel to the back straight for the last time, and the leader still on the inside out, Georgius 2 metres in front of Tulgari Glen. Real Mark is locked away, and Mighty Scotch, after having a nice run, peels to the outside and starts to join in after the leaders. When they head down the back, 500 to go, and the leader still is out, Georgius 4 metres in front. Tulgari Glen starting to struggle. Mighty Scotch moved up on the outside and back on the inside, Real Mark, and pulled out wide Spanish Perfume. At the 400 metre mark though, and getting away is our Georgius 3 metres, Mighty Scotch. Our Perfume, seeing daylight, gets to third. They look to be the only winning hopes when they come for home. Tulgari Glen dropping out from Tolavari. Out Georgius and Demler straightened up 2 metres in front of on the outside. Mighty Scotch really starting to throw the gauntlet down. Then Spanish Perfume further out. It's out Georgius halfway up the running, a metre in front. On the outside, Spanish Perfume finishing quickly. Still the leader out, Georgius. Spanish Perfume pegging it back. Demler throwing everything that this and it's got there. Out Georgius ahead on the line, Spanish Perfume. 3 metres third in the centre. Would have been Mighty Scotch, and then further back in the field, Tolavari from Mount Rainier. Tulgari Glen couldn't do it at both ends, and they're followed further back by Rain Command. Further out in the track is Pine Spirit from Fraser's Luck, and last of all, Real Mark.
The first of 6 favourites to win eventually at Moonee Valley last night. Our Georgius 11 to 8, Spanish Perfume 3s, and Mighty Scotch at 7s. In the second leg of the extra double, Brad Marlin the favourite at 2s on.
Up, but away they go. Magic Madge's gallop. Thor LaBelle Knight was able to hook him straight back to the rail and avoid Magic Madge. Brad Marlin away brilliantly, and he's going to lead the favourite. He'll cross over and quickly get the front running off Young Pride settling down. This one, Thor LaBelle, he's done a brilliant job on it to get it up third when they settle from that second line. Then the outside, Henry Bruce, and on the fence there is Haughty Lord when they settle. Game Prince further back in the field, followed by Iramu. Atani on the outside, and a length last of all, Magic Madge has settled down. Into the straight they roll now and come down towards the judge with over 2 laps to go. And the leader, the favourite on top, Brad Marlin, got out about 4 metres in front. Second placing is Young Pride. A length further back on the rail there is Thor LaBelle third. Now the first one to the death is Henry Bruce. He's still about 3 lengths from the lead. Inside Henry Bruce at the moment is Haughty Lord. Then Game Prince in the back of Henry Bruce. Over on the inside is Iramu, and the last two are Tani on the outside of Magic Madge. Short of 2 laps to go, heading to the back straight again, and Brad Marlin doing it at his leisure in front for Hampton by over a length. Young Pride second, a length further back. On the inside, Thor LaBelle. Henry Bruce facing the breeze this evening. Haughty Lord over on the inside, and on the outside of him as they go down the back is Game Prince. Iramu back on the inside of Atani, and Magic Madge brought up the rear. They've completed a circuit over a lap and a half to go down the back. First half, and the favourite Brad Marlin's recorded 61.5 for that to first half mile, and he's on top by over a length. Young Pride second, Henry Bruce on the outside of Thor LaBelle, and then Game Prince outside Haughty Lord. Atani up on the outside of Iramu, and last of all Magic Madge. Well, he's doing it easily in front, Brad Marlin. Hampton laying back on the bike as they go to the top circle, not running any real time, and he's over a length and a half, Young Pride. Henry Bruce starting to get closer, goes to the leader's wheel. Game Prince having a nice run outside Thor LaBelle. Atani on the outside of Haughty Lord from Magic Madge, who went up and raced on the outside of Iramu. Running down towards the judge, coming for the bell, and Brad Marlin, the driver sitting back against it, led 5 metres. Haughty Lord, Henry Bruce up on the outside, and on the fence is Young Pride third. Then Game Prince on the outside there of Lauraville, followed by Atani outside Haughty Lord. Second last Magic Madge. Last of all is Iramu. They're in the final circuit. They've got 800 metres to go. And running into the back straight now. And that mile they've recorded 2.76, so he's got a pretty easy run home, Brad Marlin, 2.76 for that mile. And he led down the back under a real good hole by 3 metres, Henry Bruce. Young Pride has bottled up third on the inside from Game Prince. Then Lauraville, and on the outside of it came Atani from Magic Madge, Haughty Lord, Iramu last of all. 550 metres to go. No change in the final circuit now. In the leader still Brad Marlin, 2 metres, Henry Bruce. Young Pride still over on the inside from Game Prince. Then came Lauraville, and there's still no change from Atani with 300 to go, but they're about to wheel. Brad Marlin, the driver, still with plenty of horses in front of him. 2 metres, Henry Bruce, the outside. Young Pride going a right, but I don't think he'll ever see daylight. Then the outside Game Prince, and further back Lauraville held up for a run, but into the straight, and Brad Marlin still under a good grip, comes up the straight, 3 metres in front. Game Prince battling on. Young Pride doesn't get out, but Brad Marlin shaken up near the line. Young Pride gets out late. He has to wake the leader up, Brad Marlin, and he'll go home. Brad Marlin, 1.5 metres, Young Pride. 8 metres, Game Prince third from Lauraville. Then Henry Bruce, followed by Iramu, Haughty Lord, then Atani, Magic Madge last of all.
Never ever going to be beaten. Brad Marlin 2's on, Young Pride at 5s, and Game Prince at 9 to 1. Back to take a look at the last 5 races from the Valley after this break. Royal Women's Hospital Cup, and the favourite Aldershot at 5 to 2.
Katari Lou, Demler's going to try and go straight over in front. Yes, he'll lead. Katari Lou has led comfortably settling down. Aldershot is last, and Katari Lou out 1.5 lengths in front of Asian Johnny. Out 3 deep is Gild Edged around Lucky Spa. Gild Edge can't get in at the moment. 1.5 lengths to Spare Bow. Further back, Rivoli Bay, then pulling back to get some sort of sitters, Dalpour. To Dark One's a rail from Bullman, and last of all is Aldershot. Now this one, Gild Edge, is taking on the leader now down the straight, Katari Lou. Gild Edge whizzing around the outside. He'll cross over now for Gleeson. And Katari Lou has given him the front running as they run to the judge. 2 laps to go, and Gild Edge led comfortably now, nearly 2 lengths in front of Katari Lou, and 1/2 on the outside, Lucky Spa. Asian Johnny fourth on the rail, 1 length into Spare Bow. To Dark One's back on the inside of Rivoli Bay, and they're followed by Bullman. Up on the outside of him as they go to the back is Dalpour, and last of all, 1 length off is Aldershot. They go towards the back straight now, over 1.5 laps to go, and the leader is Gild Edge, got out about 8 metres in front, Katari Lou, ahead the outside. In the death is Lucky Spa as they run the first half very quickly, 57.5 for the first half. So they'll probably back the speed off a little down the back, 1.5 laps to go. Gild Edge about 8 metres in front of Lucky Spa on the death outside, Katari Lou. Spare Bow's gone up on the outside of Asian Johnny, 1 length into Rivoli Bay, 1 wide, 3 back on the outside of the Dark Ones. They're followed by Dalpour moving up on the outside of Bullman the fence, and 1/2 last of all is Aldershot. Around the top circle they come. They've got about 1,150 metres to go, and the leader here is Gild Edge. He had a little bit of a hard run to get to the front and ran that first half fairly quickly, and scoring up for the bell now. They've got 1,000 to go, and the leader on the inside, Gild Edge, led 4 or 5 metres. Up on the outside in the death is Lucky Spa. Katari Lou's enjoyed a nice run now for nearly a circuit, third the rail. Then Spare Bow, and here's Aldershot pulling out. Spare Bow saw him coming, prodded him a little wide, and Spare Bow goes up 3 deep. Aldershot is quickly going to latch onto his back, and back in the centre, Rivoli Bay and Prue from Asian Johnny the rail, then Dalpour around Bullman, and the Dark Ones hugging the aluminium has gone back to the tail. They're in the final circuit, 750 metres to run, and the leader is Gild Edged about a neck in front now, going up Spare Bow on the outside. Katari Lou third back on the rail. Aldershot went up 3 wide on the outside, out after the leaders, dropping out of it Lucky Spa. Then further back, Dalpour from Asian Johnny. Bullman pulled around Rivoli Bay, held up for a run, into Dark Ones back on the fence. First mile 2-2, 2-2 for that mile, and they run up 500 to go, and the leader still Gild Edged about 2 metres in front of Spare Bow on the outside as they go to the 400. Then Aldershot on the fence, Katari Lou, and they've got away from Dalpour, Asian Johnny, Bullman, and further back to Dark Ones trying to get clear. Gild Edged about to wheel for home, about 3 metres in front. On the outside, Spare Bow struggling at the moment. Katari Lou back on the rail, battling on, trying to get out. Then Aldershot, and Asian Johnny pulled out late as running on. In the straight, Gild Edge 2 metres in front. Aldershot starting to finish quickly from Asian Johnny. Gild Edge kicked though, 2 metres in front of Aldershot. Gild Edge hanging on, and Gild Edge a good performance, about a long head to a half neck on the post to Aldershot. Katari Lou is third, and fourth is Asian Johnny. They got away from Bullman to Dark Ones, and then further back Spare Bow, followed by Rivoli Bay. Second last is Dalpour, and last of all the grey Lucky Spa.
Gilt edged home in race 5 at 7-2 from the favourite Aldershot 5-2 and Qatari Lou at 4s. In race 6, the favourite here at evens, John Gilbert.
And the other struggle now from Delvin Purple at the 400-metre mark, and Maori Skipper is doing it nicely. Maori Skipper 4 metres in front. John Gilbert, the driver, pulls the whip. They kick away now from Casino Lynn. They're about to wheel for home, and it's Maori Skipper Lang sitting quietly 3 metres in front. John Gilbert on the outside trying to bridge the gap, and these two good trotters come up the straight with Maori Skipper still 3 metres in front. On the outside, John Gilbert slowly but surely starting to peg him back. It's John Gilbert getting to him, and here's Dancing Plate with a late run. Dancing Plate going to Maori Skipper, John Gilbert. John Gilbert's kicked to the centre. John Gilbert a half head on the post, Maori Skipper. A half head to Dancing Plate, third on the outside. And
ahead by a short half head, John Gilbert evens, Maori Skipper 6s and Dancing Plate at 8s. In the 7th event, again odds on.